Aliko Dangote is Nigeria's greatest businessman of all time, owning the greatest reliance industry which was about billions of dollars in net worth, and it is global powerhouse in Africa. So to get started, you come here on Alight Motion and you add a background, and then you adjust the size here on the z-axis. You make it about 1000 like this, and you can increase and expand it like this. So once you're done with that, you come here to add another media. So you add a picture right here, a PNG image, and you're going to scale it to about 100 on the z-axis, and you also scale it in like this, so you can adjust it to the left or to the right. So once that's there, you come here to the add button, you come here to camera, you turn on the camera option like this, and you come here to move and transform. Here on the camera axis, you're going to come here and add a keyframe at these ends, right? And at this point too. At this point, you're going to scale in like this into the Z axis. So it's going to give it a movement, right? So once you're done giving it that a little bit of movement, depending on what you want, then you come here and add a graph in between the keyframes right here. After that, you come here and you're going to add the text. So you're going to come here to type in the name. So I'll type Aliko right here, and you're going to change the color to white, and you can increase the size a little, and then you choose the font size you want to use or the font type, right? I'm using the Open Sans extra bold. You can search that, you'll find it there, right? And then you can increase the text like this, or you can use the move and transform tool to expand it like this, right? So once you're done with that, so you can come here and you can duplicate the layer, right? By coming here to duplicate layer, and you move the other duplicated text, you come here and place it right here. Then you can go ahead to change the text by coming here to click on it, and you change it to the other name. So using the move and transform tool, you're just going to come here and you're going to adjust it like this, right? So once you've adjusted it, you're going to come here to the effect option right here, and you're going to look for the text progress option. So you come here and you find text progress, right? Once you click on text progress, you're going to come here and select the type in option. So once that's done, you come here to end right here in between the keyframes that were already preset. You come here and add a graph, and then you come here to the cursor and select none, so you don't want it to have a cursor. Then you come here and copy the effects, right? And then you're going to paste it on the other effect. But before that, you're going to come here, before you paste the effects, you're going to come here to trim this end out, because it will not going to start at the same time. You just come here to remove this other part, and then you come here to effects, right? And then you click on the three dots and paste the effects like this, so it's going to come in like this, right? So it's perfect. So after that, you're going to come here to this new point right here, and you're going to come here to cut off this two ends, right? You trim it out, that's the ends of the text like that. So you're going to come to this point, right, and you are going to add another effect, right? This time you're going to add a fade in and a fade out. So it's just going to give it like a little bit of a fade in, right, so that after the text comes in, it just shows like a little bit of a fade out, right, to, you know, allow the entrance of the next animation. Okay, so just follow the process. It looks much better, right? You can copy this and then paste it in the other text right here. So you paste it like this. So once you've pasted it, then you can go ahead to continue your animation. This time around, you come here to add another text, where you come here to write Nigerian's greatest, right? So you just come in and type the text Nigerian. You set in your color, you set in the, you know, the font that you want, right? So this is it. So you can come here to increase the text like this, or better still, you come to use the other option I told you, the scaling option right here, to scaling the text, which works just perfectly. Then you place it right here, right? So but then you come again to add another text to this time around. You copy this and then you adjust it down like this, and you change the text, right? So you come here to change the text. You're going to write business, right? So you can increase the text like this, and then you can actually businessman actually. So you're going to come and change that later, but then you can place it right here, okay? And you're going to go back here and put the businessman. All right, you can do that depending on when you want to do it. So here you're going to come and adjust it right here. All right, so once you've adjusted it, you're going to come here to use the Z2, that's the Z angle option right here, and you take it in by increasing it like this, so it goes behind the person. All right, so you also do that for the Nigerian greatest. You'd also do that by coming here to move and transform and selecting the Z angle right here, the Z movement, and you take it behind the person. So it works just perfectly like this. So once this is done, then the next thing you need to do is come in here to adjust the text and adding some effects to it. So to add the effect, you come here, click on the effect option, and you type the text progress option. You use the type in procedure, and you come here to select none, and you can see how it works. So you can come here to copy the effect and paste it on the second text like this. So we're going to come and add the graph effects, which we did not add in between the keyframes. All right, so you do that for both of them, and you don't want them to start at the same time. So you come here and adjust the other text, the second text right here. So you just give it a little bit of a movement from this beginning of the other keyframe. So we're going to come here to the camera, and we're going to add a keyframe right here. I'll make a little bit of an adjustment. So you come here, you're going to add a keyframe here, and you're going to adjust again to this point, and you add another keyframe right at this point right here. So we're going to use the move and transform tool, right, to scale in and scale out on the Z axis, right, like this. So you can scale it in like this, right? So you just give it a very slight movement like this. So we're going to come here and adjust the text size a little bit. So we'll come here and you can scale the text in out like this, right? So just scale it out. You do the same for the first text by coming here to scale it out again like this. So it's going to give it a better effect. You see that, right? So it makes more sense. Alright, and then here we're going to add the building animation. So we come here and we add the building animation. So don't forget, all these things are actually in the Telegram channel. I'm going to be leaving them right there, so you can go ahead to access it. So once you've scaled it in, you're going to pull it down like this, and once you've done that, you come here to effects. We're going to use the chroma key effects to remove the background right here. So once you've been able to adjust it the way you want, you come over here to the effects option, and then you search for chroma key. You select the green screen. Once you select green screen, you're going to see this, and then you adjust the threshold. You increase it. Then once you increase it, you're going to see that the greenish aspect is fading away like this. So once you've been able to achieve that, then you come here and you add a keyframe right here at this point. All right, and then you take it down, right, and you come here to this point, right, and you're going to add another keyframe. This time around you pull it up, so it's gonna be like a sliding animation. Then you add your graph in between the keyframes. So next, for the next animation, you're going to come here to add a media. So there's a picture here I'm going to add. I'll come here to add it right here. So this is it. I'm going to add this, and also I'll add another picture right at the same spot, which is actually a PNG image. All of these are in the Telegram channel. So you come here and you're going to add this. Alright, so once you've been able to add that, you can see it right here. You scale it to fit in like this. So selecting this image, you come here to the Z-axis and you change it to 500, so it takes it behind. So you select the other image too, alright, and you take it behind like this. So I'm going to show you. You come here, you select this other image, you come here and take it behind, also using 100 this time around. Alright, so it makes more sense. So everything is behind now. So you come here and you scale out to cover the entire space like this, the workspace like this. Alright, so once you've done that, then you're going to come here to adjust this, right? So you come here to move and transform, and then you pull it up like this. Okay, you pull it up like this. Alright, so you also pull up the other image too by coming here, and then you pull it up right like this. You change the position. Alright, so once you'll be able to do this time around, you're going to come here to use the camera movement. Alright, so I want this to actually move to the end, to this point. So you come here and select this and move it a little bit to this end. Alright, so once you've been able to move that and you've decided on where you want to start from, you come here to your camera movements, and then you add a keyframe right here. Alright, and you adjust a little bit, and then add another keyframe. This time around, second keyframe, you add a movement to it, so it drags everything down like this. You see that? So make sure it's well placed. Alright, it's important it's well placed so that it gives it a better alignment. Alright, so once you've been able to fix that placement, then you come here and you're going to scale in. Alright, you're going to scale in, and then you come here to the other image and then you adjust it to pan exactly on this other one. Right, so once you're able to do that, then you can come here and you can see what it looks like, but then you can see it's not really well aligned. So you're going to adjust it right here directly, and then you scale it out. You come here too and adjust it right here directly. So once you've been able to achieve this, then you can see what it looks like. So alright, so once that is done, so we're going to come here and we're going to increase the length of our camera, because the camera has already reached a limit. So we're going to expand it, the length, a little like this. You see, we have expanded the length of the camera just like that. So now once that is done, you come here and you add another text. So this time around, we're going to write in the reliance, and then you are going to put a color to it, and you're going to use a font. So using the move and transform tool, we're going to come here to scale it out like this. Alright, and then you will place it right here, and then you're going to use the Z angle, the positioning, and then you come here to pull it in so that it goes behind this mast. So you come here, the Z angle like this, you take it back, so you see that it's now behind that. So once you've done that, you're going to remove it and adjust it. So we're going to also duplicate this text by coming here to click on duplicate layer, and then you drag down like this, and then you change the text. So we're going to be writing here industries. You come here to type industries, So once you've done that, so you're going to ensure that it's well placed and the texts are all well aligned. So I'm going to place this right here. So for me, this looks better. So now once this is done, the next thing we're going to add here is the text progress effect. So you come here to text progress and you select the type in, and just as you did before, you select the cursor, use none, right, and you copy the effect right here and you paste it on this other one. So it's going to come in like that. However, we don't want it to come in at the same time, so you come to adjust the time they come in. So we're going to actually adjust the time that it came in, just like this. You see that? So once this is done, then you're going to add the figures, right? You want to add a text, like a countdown figures, like numbers. So we'll come here to text and we're going to type in about 8 million right here. So this is the figure I want to use. You change the color to white and then you use the font you want to use. This time you can scale it in again, place it here, and then you can place it behind the mast by using the Z axis, right? So you come here to effects and you add the countdown effect. So the way this works is, once you've selected the countdown effect, you come to quick count up, right? And in quick count up, you come to multiply, right? You come to multiply. At any point you want it to stop, you add another keyframe and you pull the keyframe. You can come here and drag the keyframe to the end you want it to reach. So this is where I want it to reach, right? So you see that, then you can cut the remaining parts. So just a random figures, not really like any figure, but I just want it to count up. Okay, so now that is it. So you see how it works. So at this point, we're going to come here and we're going to add this right here. We're going to add another next slide picture that we're going to be using on this. So this is the one I'm going to be adding right here. Okay, so once you've added it, but before that, we want to add a little bit of effect to this previous animation right here. So we'll come here. So at this point, like at the beginning of this effect right here, this particular effect, this particular one, we're going to add more like a camera movement. So at this point, we add a keyframe and we're going to move a little bit. No, it's going to be at 0 at the first keyframe, right? It's going to be at 0 at the first keyframe. So I have to remove this one. Okay, it's going to be at 0. So on this second keyframe, you add another keyframe and you move it to +3 like this, and then you move again to another point right here. You move to another point right here and you move it back to 0. All right, so you move it back to 0 at this point. I think it's okay right here. So you move it back to 0 at this point. You adjust the rotation to 0. Yeah, so that works. So now you can see, once you check it out and you add your grabs also, once you check it out, you can see the movement it gives, very slick movement. So you can see that, very cool and very interesting. All right, so once you've been able to do that, so the next thing we need to add here is we're going to come here to add a burning animation. So this burning animation is going to add a little bit of effect. So right here, we're going to place it here and we'll click on this and we come here to blend and opacity. Here we'll click on lighting, right? So you come to lighting and you select screen, and here in contrast you select overlay. So you select overlay so you can see the effect it's going to give it. Very slick, so very interesting. So once you've been able to do that, then you're going to come here to this next animation, and before it starts, you're going to cut it from here. So we're going to come here and we're going to cut it from here so that it doesn't get into the next animation. And so we're going to come here and adjust our camera length, because it's actually increasing. We're going to adjust the length to increase more. All right, so next we're going to come here to add some animations to this particular background. We'll come here to the camera. All right, and you're going to come here to move and transform, and you're going to use the Z-axis. You put a keyframe here and put another keyframe right here. So using the Z-axis, you're going to pull it in like this, so it's going to give you like a slide in animation, like a zoom in animation, right? So you add a keyframe graph in between it like this. So once you're able to add a keyframe graph in between it, you can come here to adjust this by scaling it up, so you can see how it comes in, right? Very interesting, right? So once you're able to do that, the next thing we need to do is come here and add your text. So we're going to be adding a text which is the global, right? You put in the color we want to use and you put in the text font. All right, using the scaling move and transform, you come here to scale it in. All right, so you place it right here. We're going to add a moving animation to it. So here we'll come to move keyframe. I'll add a keyframe here and we'll add another keyframe here. At this point we take this down like this. We take it down, so it's going to come from down to up like this. So you see that it comes from down to up. So we're going to come here again and add another text. So we're going to type powerhouse right here. Select the color you want. You use the font you also want right here and select the font size. So using the scaling animation, right, or the move and transform, you scale it in like this. So if you want to add an effect, you go ahead. So here I'll add the text progress animation. So you come here, use the type in, select the none, and you can see how it types in, right? So it's making a lot of sense. So now we're going to come here and we're going to use the camera animation. This time around we'll add a keyframe here, right? We'll add a keyframe and we'll add another keyframe here and we'll zoom in. All right, so makes sense. So now we're going to come here, right, and we add the next image right here. We scale it up. We also come here, add the next image, right? We scale it up like this, and then we come here to add the splash animation right here. So you scale it in, then you come here and move this image right here above the other image. Then you come here to click on the effects using the chroma key. You select the color, you select the white, right, and then you come here and select this image, these two images right here, and then you click on group and mask, so you can see the effect it gives. So this is exactly how this works. I'm very sure you learned a lot from this video. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Aliko Dangote is Nigeria's greatest businessman of all time, owning the greatest reliance industry, which shows about billions of dollars in net worth, and it is global powerhouse in Africa.